yeah, that's what I've heard an atheist tell me also, like, like the reason, like, our purpose is to exist as a society because humans are very communal, and so humans have always been made to survive in a society because we need each other. So that is like just the purpose of like existence, to be in a society. And
But Herbert, why even survive? I mean, think about it. If it's because a lot of these people, they believe that it would be better for there to be no humans. They think it would be better for there to be no humans at all. Okay. So what is even the point of survival? If you really care for the earth, maybe we should all just kill ourselves. Maybe we should do that for the betterment of the earth, because in the end, nobody's going to even remember they were even here. Why do you even have to survive? What is the point of even surviving? You're going to die anyway, and according to you, you're not going to even remember that you were here, and nobody else is going to remember that they were ever even here. Nothing matters. So at the end of the day, why do you care about what's communal or not? You're going to die, and you believe you have no meaning. So what is the point? What are you fighting for? They have nothing they have no reason for existing, Herbert. None. Talking about this communal. Communal for what? At the end, the whole community will die. They won't even remember they were here. Why don't you start out early? They all don't want people to be here in the first place. So just be done. You're not going to remember you were here anyway. Help global warming and just be done, since you're not going to even remember you were here anyway. I mean, I just think that it's crazy. They're talking about it's communal. They're talking about it's about surviving as like a community. They act like it has a point. Your survival for however many years you're going to be here is still meaningless. It's about community. It's about survival. Even that doesn't matter, because you're going to die and you're not going to even remember you were here. So who cares about community? In fact, what you care about anything? Because nothing matters, and you're going to die and you're not going to even remember you were here. And all the people you hurt, you're not going to even remember they were here. And they're not going to remember you were here. You have no point. They have no arguments. They have nothing that they can stand on. Because at the end of the day, even when it pertains to their own arguments, who cares about their arguments? Should they even care about their arguments? Because at the end of the day, they're going to die. They're not going to remember they were even here. There's a meaningless life. Meaningless. What are you fighting for?
oh, the last time I brought that up to somebody, this is what they said, that like in their death, it means something because they say that my remains, they go into the ground and they're helping the nutrients of the soil and the plants, like they're when people die, it gets better that way when they get recycled in the earth. So they're
What's
doing
good, Herbert?
something.
What's good? I want to know what's good, Herbert. What is good? Saying that their remains is good for the earth, according to who? Is this morality? Where did they get the morality from? What do you mean it's good? It's good for the nutrients of the soil. How is that good? How is that good? You know, maybe you can say, oh, the scientists have studied this, and these nutrients are going to go to the earth, and the earth is going to be better off from it. Guess what? Scientists are finding out a lot of stuff, and it contradicts a lot of other things. It contradicts things that scientists thought they had discovered a long time ago, and they find out about it a lot later, and they're like, oh, that's actually a problem. That's not what we thought it was. What if one day you're going to find out that all of these so-called nutrients were actually bad for the earth? Because guess what? If you don't know everything now, and you can admit that even now you don't know everything that has ever existed, then how do you know if one day everything that you think is true pertaining to your good nutrients is actually not even the whole story? We're still trying to figure out DNA. I don't even think we have gotten even a percentage of understanding, even 1% of the DNA that's in the human body. And you're talking about the soil needs us as nutrients. What's good? And what if one day this so-called knowledge turns out not to be true? And you can never guarantee that it won't ever turn out to be not true. You can never guarantee it, because you even know right now that you don't know everything about everything that exists. So that's a horrible argument. That's a horrible argument. Talking about it's good. Where is the morality in that? First of all, you don't have the right to call anything good. I mean, good to who? Good to you? Is it good to you? And so now you're saying if it's good to me, that's good. You're making a judgment here about what is good. And honestly, According to evolution, do you have a book that you can go to that tells you that this is the definition of good? So don't even use that language. And literally again, what if one day it turns out that all this information that we thought we knew about the soil and talking about these are good nutrients, are you 1000% positive? Can you be 100% positive that in, I don't know, a million years from now, that this information is not going to be found to be maybe false? So don't say that your dying has some type of good plan in the end because you're going to help the nutrients. You can't guarantee that. And I wouldn't stand for anything that I really can't guarantee. Why be willing to die for something that you can't even guarantee is the truth? And guess what? The soil doesn't know them. So guess what? Even if you die, the soil doesn't even recognize that what you did was good. And again, using good, the soil doesn't even recognize that. So you're still meaningless because guess what? The soil doesn't even know that you did anything for it. So even your act is stupid and it's meaningless. Don't use that as an excuse to say that it's good to be an atheist. You're just a rebellious person. You don't want a leader because you want to be your own God. And that's unfortunate. We can look at this place and say that this probably has a creator. Because if you can look at a Ferrari and you can look at a Corvette and you can say that that thing
Hold on,
had to have a
it has
creator.
only less than a minute left. Actually, let me call you right now. And okay.
I was just saying that the soil isn't going to recognize that what they did was good. The soil doesn't know. So how is that good? Okay. So what's the point of talking about that you have your reason of being is just dying so that you help the soil as an atheist and an evolutionist? That, come on now. And guess what? The soil doesn't care. It's a meaningless belief system. It's meaningless. Talking about they're helping the soil, my God.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they just don't want to serve God.
Yeah.
You know, lies will always have questions. Lies can never give the full truth because if a lie gave the full truth, then it would be the truth. So a lie will always keep some of the truth out of it. And so as a result, that thing that is missing will always lead back to the truth. Even a lie will always lead back to the truth. And at the end of the day, evolution is a lie. And the truth is, everything has to have a beginning. And they always get to the very end and they say, well, we don't know that. We haven't found that information yet. But they have to admit that there's more to it. We say, and we know that God, everything goes to God. Everything, we don't understand it, but we know that we have been fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's enough for us. They don't want to accept that. Anything but God for them is possibly an answer. But it's a lie, and lies always have questions. Every lie will always have something inside of it that is not complete, and it's going to make you wonder. And as you start wondering, that thing that you're wondering about that needs to be answered, that's a hole that needs to be filled. And when that is filled, then you will have the full truth. And so as a result, every hole leads back to the truth. And God answers that. God fills that hole. Now, will you accept what he fills it with? But the truth does exist if you're willing to accept it. So, like we said before, Herbert, like we said before, God gets glory in everything. Even he gets glory in lies. Because the lie will still lead to the truth. Because that hole that is in that lie will still lead to God. So whether you serve God and you glorify him or you don't serve God, you will end up glorifying God. Whether it's the truth and it glorifies God, or it's a lie and it's a hole in it and that hole leads back to the truth, God will always be glorified. So at the end of the day, God wins, and he will always win, because if he didn't win, he wouldn't be God. But he is God, and he has the answer to all mysteries. And we might not know it all yet. It hasn't all been revealed to us, but he knows it. And if you don't know everything about your own life, you don't know everything pertaining to the life that is around us in this earthly realm, that's when you need to step out and just trust that the one who made you knows, and that needs to be enough